Hey, how's it going, folks? It's your boy, Bruce Dickinson, coming back at you again like Prometheus with this fire. So, anyway, for years now, me and the boys have had a proud tradition of drinking 8 beers each and playing Fatal together every Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. But unfortunately, it's just not the same when I'm overseas. And even more unfortunately, everyone over here in the VC plays Dungeons and Dragons because of its wide renown and positive reputation amongst Christians. So I've had to adapt with the times and learn a new system. Also, all these losers I play with want to play someone honorable, heroic, or that's a good person. And I mean, it's just so boring. Thankfully, I've brought some real diversity to the table by playing my character. It's a chaotic, neutral barbarian named Ragnar the Profane. But I want to show you how to bring that same energy to your table. So here it is, how to play a coward in D&D. Anyway, to start off, any character can act cowardly if you roleplay them as such. But what I'm doing here is I am handcrafting a character that has the mechanics of either being able to just avoid fights altogether, or when they have to fight, only entering the most stilted, one-sided engagements that they will never lose in. Your DM's gonna love it. So first off, race. I personally think there are three top races here. Variant human, because they are better than the standard human and are good at literally everything. Half elf, because they are pretty much the first choice for any charisma based build, because their stat line is very balanced. And of course, the noble goblin, because they have everything a coward build needs: the ability to run away and hide without consequence, impotent rage at everything they perceive as taller and thus better than them, which is practically everything, and the ability score increases that honestly do not help you very much for this particular build. And if my clear bias did not make it clear enough, we are going with the Gerblin today, boys. And yeah, those other builds, they might do more damage, or they might get a core feat for this build at level 1, but that doesn't matter, because Gobos are for Chad cowards like myself, humans are for people who like lime white claws, and half elves are for people who spend a longer time making the backstory for their parents and how they met than they did for their own character. And if you disagree with anything I say, first of all, you're just objectively wrong. Second of all, I will get you excommunicated. I don't care if you're not a Catholic and that doesn't matter to you, I'm still gonna do it. Alright, so first things first, gotta think of a traditional goblet name, like, Craven. No, 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 that's not good enough. Got it. Big Mike. Perfect. No retries. And now we're going to give Big Mike some ability scores. I'm going to use point buy here because if I rolled and you, the viewer, rolled, the possibility of us both rolling the exact same numbers, just statistically speaking here, not super high. So yeah, point buy it is. And so here's the spread, and yeah, the lack of a charisma bump here is not the best. We can get by though. We can get by with ASIs. We'll get to 20 charisma by level 20. Which is of course the most widely played and widely respected as being the most balanced level. By far. All right. So now that we got those stats out of the way, let's make some character features and background stuff here. Let's play a younger fellow here. And goblins reach maturity at 8 years old, so we'll just go with that. And most joblins are neutral evil, so let's just go with that. Evil characters, of course, are very common and welcome in most campaigns, and the average Geblin would be about 3 feet 6 inches and 60 pounds. So let's just go for this dead average specimen of Boblin kind. Now, background. Mind you, the PHB says you can stat swap backgrounds at your discretion following these rules as listed here, but I am going to be a sheep here and just go for a standard one. So at first I was thinking I'd go with like the soldier background and be like, oh yeah, he's 8 years old now, but back when he was 6 or 7, he found employment as a child soldier in the Gnoblin Task Force Omega, the of course most elite unit for all of his kind. But then I figured that that was a no-go because he probably would have had to fight people directly, which is of course anathema to his very being. Instead, I'm going to make his background the entertainer background because that means that people are actually required by law to like me in spite of me being a filthy, unwashed cave monster. And also, I get free room and board at a wide variety of locations, and I can stay indefinitely. The proficiencies are pretty bad, if I'm being honest, but again, you can change them at will. I won't, because I'm lazy. Alright, class levels. Level 1, the Rogue. So it's pretty clear that Big Mike is a bad boy who doesn't take lip from anyone, and when he does, he will not confront you about it, he will stab you in your sleep. So, Rogue is of course the obvious choice here. The biggest reason for this was that you can get expertise in 2 skills at level 1, and you start out with 4 skills. Again, mind you, I've also just wasted 2 on things I will not use, but again, you know, you can change those around. But yeah, for me, I'm going to make up for the fact that I lost 2 skills by taking 2 more skills from another class. Anyways, I'm going to put expertise in stealth and perception, and for you, you can put your choice of feat of expertise into stealth and a skill of your choice, because stealth lets people not see you, which is very important sometimes for avoiding fights. Now, also, this is going to be a bit weird because you only have 14 dex and you're being a rogue, because this first level is not going to be the greatest for you, but, you know, hold out. Oh, and take a rapier for your starting equipment. Very important. Alright, levels 2 and 3. Warlock Hexblade. So yeah, we're just taking a 2-level Dipperooski here in the Hexblade because, honestly, the other subclasses for Warlock just straight up do not offer as much as the Hexblade does in these early levels. Also not also the most balanced thing that you get the full blasting potential of the Warlock in 2 levels. And, you know, blasting is basically 90% of what a Warlock does. But hey, we're doing it anyways because you can, and it's free. So yeah, doing this, we get Eldritch Blast and Booming Blade, which of course we can put on our Rapier. And now, because of Hexblade stuff, we can now use Charisma for our damage and to hit. And also, as Gabomblin, we can also just bonus action disengage and cheese out that secondary damage unless that person that we're in melee with wants to do nothing for their round and not move. And another quick side note here, you can use Warlock spell slots to cast non-Warlock spells and vice versa. Jeremy Crawford has ruled this. And of course, Jeremy Crawford's word is law. Eldritch Invocations. You are going to take Agonizing Blast, because it is a tax on Warlocks to take up an invocation slot. You're also going to take Eldritch Spear, because the extra range makes it so that you can engage people at ridiculous distances. It's going to be very important from here on out. It's only going to get worse. It's going to be great. Now, levels 4 through 20 of the Sorcerer. You also get a lot of cantrips. Because you have all of your damage cantrips pretty much covered by this point, you can take some good utilities. Prestidigitation can help you make some pocket lighters. You can take Minor Illusion to create images that can fit inside of a 5-foot box, or sounds, but mostly images because those are better. And a 5-foot cube is really big, like really, really big. Like imagine a 5-foot tall person holding another 5-foot tall person horizontally in their arms. And then there's a third 5-foot tall person phased through his midsection, facing forward. And that's what you're dealing with a 5-foot cube. Like this horrible abomination of the Z dimension phased through. You can also take the Friends cantrip if you like making people hate you. And Mage Hand, because 3 hands are better than 2. And I guess you could take Mold Earth to build a farm at Minecraft level speeds, or, you know, actually use it to tactically provide cover, or building on a semi-permanent non-magical fortification or shelter. But, you know, Minecraft level farming is always something that, it's always on the table, I'm just saying that. Metamagic, at Sorcerer level 3, total level 6, you're going to want to take Distance Spell and Quicken Spell. This will make it so that you can send 1 Eldritch Blast per turn at 600 feet, or you can double your output of Eldritch Blasts in a round if they're all within the initial 300-foot range. Also, jumping ahead a bit, after you get Spell Sniper, your standard range is 600 feet, and your distant range is 1200 feet. Mind you, the furthest length you can get away with a conventional weapon is a longbow at 600 feet. So yeah, you're past by a lot of what any person with a conventional weapon or like, short range magic, which is anything that's not this build, can do to you. So yeah, you're a really brave person shooting people from a quarter mile away when they literally can't fight back. Subclass, yeah, you're gonna be a shadow sorcerer. You get to know the darkness spell for free, and you get an objectively better way of casting it. That gives you advantage on attack rolls against people that are too stupid to see you, and they have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. Now, this will put you in a strategic position known as straight up ganking them fools. Eventually get an attack dog. And because you're a small creature, you can theoretically ride it. It's probably really cute. It's made out of shadows and likes to kill people. Anyways, folks, more vlogs and otherwise very well structured content going to be coming at you in the near future between now and the end of time.